Players at the ready. Are you ready? Are you ready? On my release.
Tonight, I'll be eating roasted cauliflower tacos with spicy chipotle sauce. Thank you. Oh! Yeah! I wasn't ready!
You want cheese to go with that wine?
Good afternoon, air hockey fans. Tonight we're going to be watching the Jessika Buss versus Josiah Kmiecik game. She's ranked as number 12th in the Idaho State Tournament, and Josiah is ranked number 5. Accompanying me is Skylar, who's going to be helping commentate today. Skylar, how you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing lovely tonight. It's a very stormy afternoon, but boy, is it better than the smoke, that's for sure.
Truly. So this is going to be a fun game because we've got the up-and-coming Josiah. He's 14 years old, and he already has a table at home that he practices on. And he's now, I believe, rated in Idaho. I believe he's also number 5 as far as the Idaho rank goes because he just keeps climbing the ranks. And so he's playing against my wife, Jessika Buss, and so I'm a little biased towards her, but I do have a feeling he's going to win this.
Well, now I got to vote for him now because that way it's a little bit of a fair commentary, isn't
Deal.
it?
Oh, first point goes to Josiah right off the bat. And that's, I think, what's going to end up happening because he's been practicing like crazy. As a left-handed player, he has, oh, that's a great right wall under. He's got an advantage with that shot right there. He does this right wall over on her, and I don't know if she's going to have a reaction for that.
Well, it'll definitely test her skill, that's for sure.
Nice.
It is always good to see a nice young and upcoming individual in these kind of tournaments.
Dude, he's really good, too. Yesterday, he came in 3rd in the weekly, so we go to the arcade and we do a weekly, and he got 3rd place barely. He almost got 2nd, which is crazy. 2 14-year-olds took 2nd and 3rd. Oh, looks like one fumbled into a goal.
Oh yeah, I know a lot about young prodigies. I have a younger brother who is very into the pinball scene. I can't say it connects very well, but he is certainly good at what he does, so I can understand a young child.
I mean, fast reaction time, I bet he would be good at air hockey as well.
Oh yes. Not sure if it's his game though, because his extent of air hockey has been Chuck E. Cheese with our father, so not too much going on there.
It's funny because in air hockey, everyone's like, oh, I'm so good at that, until you say, hey, is that an actual sport? And they go, oh, really? Oh, I guess I'm not that good then. It's funny how fast they flip. I'll compete against people and say, hey, do you want to play against me for $100? And they go, oh, I'm so good at air hockey. And I'm like, awesome, I'm a pro player. And they go, oh, I don't know if I'm that good. Who looked at that shot?
Oh yeah, of course, because you typically see air hockeys in like arcades and such, so you think, oh, you know, it's just one of those fun little things to do as a pastime. But
right.
Clearly, it's a very competitive thing. As is most things. I tend to find that a lot of things are very competitive, which is not necessarily a bad thing.
I love competition. It's a curse at this point. Josiah's up 5-2 right now.
Goodness, he is juggling that's for sure.
And he's got possession. Oh, so Jessica's in a really bad spot right now. Oh, a slow right wall over from his left hand. Such a great shot. It's now game point to 2. Josiah might take the first game. Ooh, look at that.
See, she's striking back hard, that's for sure.
That's why they call her the Cannon in Idaho. That's her nickname, is because she has the ability just to crush the puck in there.
Oh, she definitely does seem to have that arm, that's for sure.
And Josiah's nickname, if you can't tell, he's got flip-flops on, and so they call him Flip because he refuses to wear shoes for anything. Oh, she gets another point, bringing it up 4-6 now.
Oh, goodness. This is a very interesting game already. Oh.
Beautiful block. She had a lot of discipline on that one. She didn't flinch. She gets possession. She sets it up. Goes for that cross. Oh, no! Scores on herself. The first game goes to Josiah.
That was definitely a good warm-up game, that's for sure.
She barely missed that. He was wide open, too. That's a cross that she went for. She went for the cross shot. It was wide open. She barely missed it and ended up scoring on herself. Oh, no.
That is unfortunate, but there is always next game, that's for sure.
Yep, so you can see at the very top of the screen, now it shows Josiah has 1 game to 0, it has that white square there. The first person to 4 games takes a set, and this is best 2 out of 3 sets.
I see.
So technically, if someone wins 8 straight games, this whole match is over. But it could go as many as 21 games, depending on how close the game is.
That sounds like way too many games, but you know what? We'll see how it goes.
You know what's funny? In the USAA rules, especially when you're higher ranked players, they have to play 4 out of 7 sets, which means a possible of 49 games.
That sounds like an entire day, that's for sure.
There's 2 different matches I've been in that have taken 6 hours, and so we said, you know, why don't we cut it down a bit? And so we have a much shorter matches now. We got a bunch of people in chat, so everybody in chat, thank you so much for posting anything. This is a perfect time to root for the player that you think is going to win. We have a poll going right now, so everyone take a second while these players get ready for the next game to put a poll in, vote on the poll to see who you think is going to win this game. I'm hearing the smack talk already starting between these players.
You gotta love it, don't you? It's funny, I noticed a very large age gap, but not a skill gap, which is a very nice thing to see.
That's Josiah. He's been practicing like crazy with his own table at home. It makes a huge difference. Owning your own table makes a humongous difference.
I can certainly imagine that's the case. I can't imagine how expensive those things are.
It really depends on who's selling them. There's one I found on the Facebook Marketplace. Ooh, beautiful left wall under, and they want $300 for it. The problem is it's about 9 hours away, and so that is going to complicate things to say the least.
Oh, what? You don't want to spend 18 hours in a car? That sounds a little crazy.
Exactly.
Oh, there goes the puck.
Are you ready? Game on.
Taking it slow and steady. Oh, but with a fast strike. I like it.
Jessika taking the lead now. Josiah sets it up. Goes for that left wall again.
Back and forth.
Right wall.
Back and forth. I'm liking the gameplay already.
You know, and I didn't want to tell Josiah this, but that's definitely Jessica's weakness, is that right wall under. When the puck hits the right side of the table, ooh, great reaction by Josiah.
You should have ratted on your wife. I mean, that's obviously the play.
You know, I mean, she definitely knows it, and the thing is that if you tell your opponent your weakness, it only makes you stronger. They're going to take advantage of it. You're going to have to learn to block it.
I believe the old phrase is you learn more by losing.
Yes. Sometimes you win, sometimes you learn, as they say.
Yeah. Ooh. Goodness, no wonder there's so many games. This game can go quite fast, that's for sure. I didn't even finish my sentence, and she got a goal.
Back and forth. Josiah, though, taking the lead. He still has possession. Sets it up. Goes for that left wall. It's blocked this time. Actually, right wall. I keep getting my right and left mix. And a beautifully fast right wall under.
You gotta appreciate it.
That was smoking fast.
Game suddenly tied up just as quick as that.
Check that replay. It just like skips a frame even. Ties up, loses possession. Josiah gets it back.
Oh.
He loses possession. Jessika can now. Yeah, there it is. Right wall under. That's both their weaknesses this game. Let's see what Josiah does. Goes for that left, right wall. He misses it.
I love all the terms you're throwing out because I don't know a single one. It's great.
So if they hit it straight, that's either cut or across, depending. And if it hits a wall, that's either left or right wall.
Okay, that makes
And the
sense.
under and over is a lot harder to explain, but I'll explain it in a second here. So he goes for that.
Definitely for the audience at home and not for me, obviously.
Right? Well, I mean, a lot of people don't understand the terms either, so it's always good to kind of do a refresher. So that right there, because it was a straight shot going towards the left of his goal, was called a cut. If it was towards the other side, it'd be a cross. That right there, you can see in this replay, that was a left wall, because it hit the left wall. So you can see how he sets it up. And if it goes to the close side of the goal, which it did, that's an under. If it went to the far side, that'd be an over, and I'll explain that more. Over and under is really hard. So like that right there was a right wall over because it went to the far side of the goal.
Right to the match point, I see.
Yep.
We'll see how she handles the pressure.
She gets the puck back. Does she tie up this game? She gets possession back again.
This is
sets
very
it
close.
up.
Oh, she's juggling it there.
Okay, but last time she was at this point, last game, she scored on herself.
That is true, but I think she's gonna watch. She's definitely watching for that. That's for sure.
Beautifully fast right wall under. It's now tied up. Josiah loses possession. Jessika, it's her shot.
Oh, does she get possession?
Oh,
no, she loses it.
loses it.
Oh, now it's his court. Oh, let's see what he does. Oh, she's starting to step up. You can see.
I can see that she's
climbing up a little bit, and he's getting all the control.
He can take advantage of that because if she's freezing up.
Oh, yeah, that's certainly something he's going to use.
She deflects a shot. Oh, and he gets it in
no.
with a cut. Beautiful shot. Check this out. It's 6-6, and he just actually she hit it in. I didn't realize that she hit it in her own goal again. That's the second time.
That cannot be a good feeling, losing 2 games in a row just by yourself.
No.
That's got to be upsetting.
And it's even upsetting to the opponent. So when you're playing against somebody at 6-6, you do not want. I mean, like a part of you wants to win the game, but a part of you does not want them to score that way. Yeah.
Earning the win is certainly much more a part of it.
In my
that's
mind,
for sure.
I literally tell myself when it's at that point, I tell myself, please don't have them score themselves. Like I do not want to win that way. They're gonna be upset. I'm not gonna feel good about it. You want to get that final shot, right?
Oh yeah, of course. It's part of the satisfaction.
We got 20 seconds before the next game starts. The players have 1 minute between each match, between each game, and they can request one time for each set a 2-minute break. But I bet these guys are about ready to rock into the next round.
Well, they're both definitely on fire, that's for sure.
This is a ton of fun. Once again, make sure to take time right now, if you're watching this live, to take part in the poll of who you think is going to win this game. Josiah versus Jessika. We got a 75% right now. Oh, no, it's fluctuating. 67. I'm seeing a lot of different percentages right now for Josiah, but he is showing to be the crowd favorite right now for sure. We've got a lot of family members in the chat. Remember, the players read your chats in between each game. And then, in between each set, they actually sit down and read your chats out loud and answer questions. So make sure to reach out on the chat because they do read those. It's also a ton of fun. Here comes a break.
Here we go. Let's see if these games are going to go the same as the others.
Ooh, Jessika steals possession right off the bat. Nope. Josiah steals it back.
Oh, there's a lot of juggling here.
Oh, Jessika
she just
misses
loses it.
She was so close.
Goodness gracious.
Oh, and beautiful shot. Do you see how it's slightly off speed? It wasn't like a full power shot.
Oh, yeah,
And
certainly.
so she overcorrected. She was in the right place if he had hit it hard. And so that change up in speed is what got that point for him just then. Oh, no, he scores on himself. You see how Jessika tapped her goal? That's a way to say, hey, I'm sorry that you scored on yourself.
Oh, I see. There is a respect.
There is. There's actually a bunch of small stuff like that a lot of people don't notice just from watching.
Goodness.
Josiah in the lead again.
A lot of this is just actual positioning. Oh, goodness.
Oh, no.
This is not going well for good old Jessika.
Yeah, Josiah was at the arcade last night. He got 3rd place. Jessika wasn't able to make it, so she's not as practiced as he is right now. He's as fresh as yesterday, getting some practice in. Ooh, nice stop.
Nice catch.
Oh, but she put the mount on top. That's a penalty.
I see. I did not know there was penalties, that's for sure.
Definitely.
Typically, when the puck gets stuck, you just use your hand and throw it at the opponent.
There's a ton of rules. There's a ton. Beautiful. Okay, so that one there was a left wall over because it went to the far side. So watch this replay. You see it hit the left wall, and then it went to the far, I guess you could say from this angle, the right side of the goal. And over is one of the harder shots to block because you're tempted to go and block, puppy guard the side that's closest to the wall that the puck hits.
Oh, yeah.
And so it's a very hard, and he did it again there.
Goodness. It seems that's her kink in the armor.
Well, beautiful stop.
Goodness.
That was so good.
I thought that went in. I couldn't even see it.
He pinched it against the goal and stopped it.
He is juggling that
He's
puck.
warming up, that's for sure. Last game, it being a 6-7 game, we thought this might be a bit closer, and now we're looking at a possible 7-1 game here.
Well, it's certainly not over yet, as I just said.
That was good. So that right there was a cut, because it was a straight shot, and it was closest to the side of the goal. Oh,
Match
nice.
point already. Let's see if she can take it back.
Yep, game point
She's
2.
taking her time. Oh,
okay, do you notice how she does so much better when it's 6 to whatever she's at?
She definitely
She
has
needs
that
to pretend
last.
it's 6 points at the very start.
Yeah, she just needs to let the opponent get 6 points and then start playing.
No. Oh, it's already 3-7. Man, that was quick. She needs to, I tell a lot of the players that are getting ready for a game, I say just pretend that they have 6 at the very start. Just pretend they have 6 because you play so much differently then. Right?
Oh, certainly.
They play slower. They play more carefully. We're now looking at 3-0 in Josiah's favor. He needs only one more game to win the set, and after that, he'd only need one more set.
All right.
And so far, it's 3-0. I mean, this game's looking to be a blowout game. We'll see. Perfect time for comments. We'll read them out loud. Actually, I'm going to go through some comments right now. Let's see what we got here. We got someone saying the dogs are out talking about Josiah wearing flip-flops.
That's where he gets his nickname, isn't it?
It is.
You can't exactly mess with that, can you?
Okay, so, as you know, we're stationed here in Idaho, and they will be feet of snow on the ground, and this kid still wears flip flops.
No
Yeah,
way.
exactly. I mean, I remember talking to the parents. I'm like, hey, you know, maybe you should wear tennis shoes. A year
Maybe your
ago,
kid should not be insane, you know? He should actually, like, you know, take care of his feet. 'Cause
Yeah,
that's how you lose little fingers.
He's gonna lose little toes. It's gonna be like
little
Mr.
pinkies
Deeds.
are gonna be gone, puffing in the wind.
Well, so and at the very start, a year ago, he was.
It's where he gets his powers. Absolutely,
That's what we see in the chat.
I do agree with that.
So he wasn't able to reach the center line. And so I said, maybe if he wore some tennis shoes, he'd have a little bit more leverage. And he said, no. He's like, no, I'm okay with just laying on the table with flip-flops. And so it just kind of became his thing. There was even a joke of getting sponsored one day by Birkenstock or something for him or something ridiculous. So,
Oh yeah, have just a jersey with just Birkenstock on it.
yeah. We've got Ruth in the chat right now. Actually, she's one of our main sponsors that you can see behind the ref. And she's cheering Josiah on.
Well, goodness gracious, having one of the sponsors root for somebody seems pretty big to me.
It does, especially when that person is mother, actually, in this case.
Really?
So, yeah. So,
So even more bias. I love
even
it.
more. There's a lot of bias. See, I got to be biased towards Jessika a tiny bit because I know the whole world's rooting for Josiah. I also think Josiah's going to
Not
win
because
this.
she's your wife or anything.
No, nothing like that. Josiah has a lot more practice, though. He did very well at Worlds, so he went to Texas a few months ago to Houston and competed in a World Tournament and did very well. Yeah, especially for his first time ever going, especially after only playing for 1 year.
No.
She scores on herself. She loses possession. Josiah sets it up. Goes for another level under. It's now 3-0.
You can tell the pressure is getting on our good gal Jessika here.
I mean, in a second she's gonna start kicking butt again because she
Oh,
sees.
yes, certainly.
But she doesn't have the margin for error right now. She can't risk this game, so she needs to kick it in gear right now.
No, certainly. That's something you can definitely see.
I love the comment that Josiah, that's where he gets his power from, is his flip-flops. It's hilarious.
Oh, that's a lovely.
So there are two players that get their power from their headbands. That's Spec and myself. If we're doing bad, we put our headbands on, and then,
Oh,
we
yeah.
suddenly get extra power. And so I guess for Josiah, it's his flip-flops.
Everyone has their little lucky talisman, you know?
For me, it's more just not sweating into my eyeballs that helps, but I'll pretend like it's
Ooh,
lucky.
that was a close one.
It juggled out of her goal. She sets it up nice and slow. See, this is what she should be doing. That's what wins her the game. No! She scores on herself again!
Oh, no, she
think-
does not look happy.
I think she should call a timeout right now. Each player's allotted a 10-second timeout per game. Nope.
No,
she's
she's going through it. Oh,
Almost-
puck almost went off.
Almost flew off the table. There's a lot of rules about that too, and I'll explain that if it happens.
Fair enough.
You'll notice that it hasn't happened much. This is an experimental puck that we're using that we actually manufactured with a lathe.
Oh, yeah.
And so and it's not doing so bad. It's actually doing quite well.
Oh, and that's the game.
That's
the set, actually.
7-1.
Goodness gracious.
Josiah, I mean, at first he had, 4-7 game where he won. Then Jessika came back 6-7, and then 3-7, then 1-7. So it's really that Josiah's warming up, and he's found all of Jessica's cracks, like you mentioned.
Well, you can see that he has a very nice composure, too, where Jessika seems to start breaking down. It's definitely something you can notice, even though, we're sitting over here in a booth while they're actually in the game. So, not like I can say much in the situation, but
Nope.
it's just what I'm observing.
I mean, I see in the chat, it's really fun. We got someone in the chat saying, Jessika, get mad, use the anger.
let the hate flow
I
through
always
you.
hear Darth Sidious in that, yes, use the hate. And right now is one of my favorite times where we get to go out there and talk to the players that are going to be on the couch right now. We get to go out there. Right now, for anybody watching, go ahead and throw your chats in the comment section right now, and we'll read them out loud. And you can ask the players any questions that you'd like. It's a really fun time where you can get to know the players. It's the only sport that I know of where you can talk directly to the players, so let's take advantage of it.
She is determined. I can see that. Thank you in the chat. She is a very determined individual, and you can tell by her composure.
That's true. All right, we're going to go meet you out there right now. So Skylar and I are going to go pop out there right now, and we'll go ask the players some questions.
Wonderful. They can see my ugly mug.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, I see that. Biggs. Is it unmuted?
Yeah, it's unmuted.
Okay.
You're not gonna hear yourself, obviously. You got the
Yeah.
headphones on, but
everyone else is going to hear you, so there's the problem.
And then we got some new camera angles. So Spec is going to have to be on it with these new camera angles we got going on here. So
You're paying him well, aren't you?
See, look at us. See, there we are. Hello.
Ah, that is us.
Yeah.
For us.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm very glad I'm wearing the most basic outfit I can
I
right now.
forgot to tell you. So, Josiah, I have to let you know, this dude I met in an arcade recently, and he was destroying my wife and I. We were playing this super awesome old game called Warlords.
Yeah, it was Warlords.
And he just destroyed us, and we were laughing so hard and like making such a ruckus that people walking by were like, "What are these guys doing over here?"
It may or may not have
Yeah.
been because of some things I was screaming at the top of my lungs in both fear and in confidence.
It was
but
hilarious.
Besides the point.
And so then I'm like, you know what? You do great with commentary, and so far he's done awesome.
Yeah,
just-
first time doing it. I hope it's not very obvious. Probably is, but you know,
No,
that's
you're-
what I'm here for.
You're doing killer. Josiah, you just wrecked my wife 4-0. How do you feel?
Good, I feel.
Just good?
Good.
Just good. Come on now. Yoke this man out here and you're just like, oh, no, it's fine.
No, you did really
Well,
well.
Jessica's not even sitting here, so.
I know she'll be over here in a second, but she's you know she's got to get ready for her debut. But you 7-1'd her at the end there, man. And you know what's crazy about that is you started to warm up even more and more. I was thinking that she's gonna warm up and it's gonna start to get more even. But if you look at the scores, I mean, at the very start, 4-7, 6-7. But you can see here on the screen that then she you started finding all of her weaknesses. And you started warming up. I mean, at this rate, you're going to start 7-0ing her, so she's going to have to figure out how to block the shots that you're getting on her. You got some really awesome left walls. You got some crazy right walls. You even got a few cuts in there. What
All these boring technical terms.
What do you think's going to happen next set?
I feel like Jessica is gonna win like a game or two.
You cannot walk into the next game and be like, she's going to win. I should just throw in the towel, you know? It doesn't matter that I just 7-1'd her or anything.
Jessica, you got to get over here and talk some smack. So,
I do have to ask, because I am new to the whole situation, how does it feel being so young? I can only imagine that's kind of a lot of pressure put on you. Especially when you have all these people who have played this game probably longer than you've been alive.
Yeah. I feel just normal, I guess. I don't know how to explain it.
That's certainly
Yeah.
good. You can't let that pressure get to you, that's for
That's
sure.
not pressure.
But I have a
It's just
younger
like,
brother.
It's like a fun sport.
No, yeah, of course. My younger brother is a huge into pinball, as I told the audience at home. And he's actually #1 in Idaho for pinball. So I know a lot about, you know, younger individuals with games that are way older than them.
Yeah.
Because when was air hockey invented? Because I can't imagine it was any
it
time
was in the
recently.
late 80s.
Ah.
No, late 80s? No, late 70s. I'm going to get in so much
Wasn't
trouble.
it by like NASA? People?
Yeah, comments, make sure to
no,
flame him
it
if he
wasn't
gets it.
NASA.
No,
No,
thank you, I appreciate it.
I'm
When
gonna get in
NASA
so
wasn't
much
there,
trouble.
it's like
So I've met
Everybody in the comments
with
roast
air.
him if he's wrong.
I
Thank you.
met some of the people that created these tables, and one of them, like, we opened up, and it had the signature of the dude that I've met and had made our mallets, and he's still around to this day. He's hanging. I mean, he's awesome. Mark Robbins.
1967.
But 1967.
Matt
Okay,
said that in the chat.
that's one of like the. I think that's when the patents were created for the Brunswick tables, and they didn't even call it air hockey. They called it.
Anyway, Jessica's here. Hello,
Like
Jessica.
air cushion
We
hockey
totally ignored you. I'm so sorry about that.
So Josiah's here talking some smack, saying that you might possibly win a game or two. How do you feel about that?
Maybe.
Just maybe.
Yeah.
You heard it home, folks. Just maybe.
I mean, okay, so
I finally have dinner in me, and so I'm hoping that I'm gonna perk up.
Do you have just in, or is it also anger? Because we noticed that, especially some of the chat, we noticed that we had some determination there on the field. How does it feel?
I mean, I just get really sick of hitting them in on myself.
that happened in the first two games. So if we look at the scores again,
Oh no.
I mean,
I think she was there for that, you know?
actually, it wasn't the first two games. It was the 6-7 and the 3-7 game where it was so dang close, and you scored on yourself. And that third game, it looked like he scored on you, but on the replay, it bounced off. He actually missed and hit the back of your mallet and went in.
Yeah, I saw it. Instant replay. I'm like, oh,
How does it feel on your end? Because I can only
Just,
imagine it doesn't
yeah.
feel any bit better.
No, I don't like it. Like when they score on themselves, I want like a good shot to go in, not like.
Yeah, that's why you
I
should let her
shoot it and it goes
score
back
these
and
entire
score on
next
itself.
games for
Yeah, just like leave it wide open. Why not? You know.
Yeah,
It's
whenever
not
you
like
see it
we're
happen,
gonna
just
go-
throw up your hands and be like, oh, well, you know what? You get that one. You know what? Shake my hand. You clearly are the
I
better
have
player.
done that. Like I'm just trying to relax my hand, so I like put it off on the goal, and this just leaves it wide open, and then it's a habit. I'm trying to stop doing that. Can't.
I can't let my opponent. I can't stop letting my opponent win. You know,
Yeah.
it's so hard for me not to just be a good sport in the game. the troubles we have here at home, folks. You know, it's crazy.
It's so I mean, there's a bunch of people in chat right now that are reaching out. Jessica, you got them saying get mad, use the hate is what they said. Use the anger. We've got man, there's a bunch of let's see. Matt says, Jessica, get that cut right while thunder combo going.
Over.
We got some people. I mean, we got people saying you can do this, Jessica.
What are the polls looking like?
The poll right now. Let's see. I have to click it.
67 me.
It's
And
Oh, see, I would
67
have
to
thought that
33.
it was like 100% Josiah, and like
You can't discredit yourself here. Come on now.
I mean, Nathan probably voted for you.
there you go.
Yeah.
oh my god!
There's a chance I
You
did.
are. There's no way.
He's trying to tip the pot.
We're
What
gonna
is
cut to
this?
another camera. He's gonna put like a $20 on him. He's like, don't tell my wife. It'll be the end of our marriage.
100%. That's exactly what's gonna happen. Yeah.
There's a whole pot going on, and he's absolutely on his side.
Though
here.
I deeply love you, I also know how much practice Josiah's put in. I know he's got a table at home. I played with him yesterday.
I have two.
Do you have a good
And-
couch here? Because I think you're sleeping on it.
This is it.
I'm just gonna stay here in the studio, sleep on the couch.
You might use those as beds now, so be careful of that.
Josiah got third place barely yesterday at the weekly. I mean, he barely lost and almost took second place yesterday at the weekly. And so with the determination that he's put into it, at Worlds, watching his steep increase in skill, I had to put the vote where I see, the intensity. And it's showing, right? I mean, he's 7-1 you that last game because he's got these shots. And so I might have to sleep
He also
on
has
the
the
couch.
flip-flops.
Yeah.
Those are also Are the flip-flops your power? Because that was a point in chat.
They
Do
said
the
it's where
flip-flops
they said
give
it's where
you power?
They said it's where your power comes
Like
from.
Samson's
If it's
haircut.
closed toe.
If it's closed toe, it closes off your power. I get it.
Yeah,
I see.
Exactly.
That
What
makes
do you
sense.
do during PE at school, dude?
I don't
Get
have
yelled
to-
at, I think?
He
You
just
don't?
flunks
No.
PE. He just goes slow. He's like, if I could only. And he
If only I had something more comfortable on my feet.
he lets his shoes wear out so his toes pop out. Like they just poke out of the holes. And then suddenly he can run faster.
Yeah,
than
it adds to his spread. You see.
Yes, that makes sense.
We're gonna have to sponsor some sort of air hockey toe sock but it's a kind of like finger, like they have the finger gloves, but finger
just
toes.
any,
toe.
You need to
toe
get a
socks.
flip flop on a shirt and wear that to these, because that'll just let everyone know as long as these toes are out, your odds are none.
Okay, for the chats, do they actually have socks that have holes for your toes? Because I have
There's
probably
no
do.
way that is a
They
thing.
probably do.
If not, it needs
There's
to.
no, if you make that's like the fingerless gloves. It's sure it has some point, but the point of a glove is typically to have your fingers
Right.
nice and warm. If your toes are exposed with the socks, then what is the point of the
Okay,
sock?
just I have to ask now.
It's-
If they
it's
had that sock,
breezy.
would you wear it?
Okay, it's like air conditioning for his toes.
He says no. All right. The next set's coming up, and so without further ado, did you guys have anything else to add? Any thoughts about the next set that's coming up?
I'm sorry, I got really distracted by this comment.
Yeah, we're talking a lot of air hockey here, gentlemen.
No, it
I
just
know
says,
that one.
God, yeah, we gotta know what breed of dog Nathan is before he goes into the house.
Yeah, because I'm
We're very on topic,
Because I'm in the
that's for sure.
doghouse.
Oh,
Thinking
Yeah.
I voted for Josiah, possibly.
He's a
It's
yippy
not
one.
fully confirmed who I voted
whatever
for.
he is, he's a yippy one.
I don't think it's too late to change your vote, so you should probably do that.
Actually, no, he's a husky. That's exactly what he is. He's
The worst
needy.
part is this is not the first time this conversation's happened.
It really isn't.
My coworker.
Is that a good or a bad thing?
It's bad. My coworkers at work, someone's like, he's a Chihuahua, and someone's like, no, he's more like a golden retriever. I'm like, I think that's a compliment, but
No, it's not. Being called a golden retriever, not a compliment. Let me tell you that right now.
No.
out of all the dogs,
He's a husky. Okay, he's
so-
super particular and loud about it.
Your wife just called you husky. Let's make that clear.
Yes.
I'm big boned. Okay, so all right, guys, go ahead and jump back on the table. I'm gonna go ahead and talk about a few of our sponsors here. Actually, one sponsor in particular that's our newest sponsor. I'm very excited about. So you guys can pop over there. I would love to talk about Legacy Garage Doors. These guys are incredible. We got their banner up already. I'm very excited to have their banner up. These guys are amazing. They came over. They got the garage door fixed on a Friday late afternoon. I called 6 different garage door companies, and none of them even answered the phone but one. And that one said, "Sorry, we won't be out there for at least a week or so." These guys answered instantly and said on the phone, how can I make you smile today, was the way they introed the phone. It was awesome. And they were able to come out that day, fix it that day, and now, because the spring to my garage door broke, Skylar, this is probably TMI for you, but the spring to my garage door broke, and so the garage door wouldn't open whatsoever. And so they came out and fixed it that day, and now it opens so fast, I can't beat it. Usually I can run up to, like, I drive really fast up my driveway, and it makes the kids scream, right?
Yeah, that's a healthy thing to do.
It's but now the garage door always beats me, so now I get to go extra fast, so now the kids scream extra loud. You guys should give them a call. Tell them that we sent you. 208-370-2747. They walk you through every step of the process. Legacy garage doors are amazing. Their logo is also epic, and I love having it on the wall. So, all right, guys, you're supposed to jump back over there. Get going! Come on! You gotta get a game to play or something.
I just want to lay down on the couch.
Josiah
Yeah,
forfeits.
yeah, lay
Josiah
down on the
forfeits. I
couch.
should have voted for Jessika. I should.
Yup.
All right, guys, we'll see you on the table. I'm going to jump back into the booth for some commentary. Thank you for the chats.
I'm on your side.
Also,
She's on hers.
don't be shy to hit that like button, subscribe, share this with your friends, and once again, thank you for always commenting in the chats there. It helps us immensely. So, and if you haven't voted yet, vote on who you think is going to win. Also, vote on Jessika, so that way she can. So that way I have somewhere to sleep tonight.
Don't reflect your failures on the audience at home now. Come on.
She just glared at me from across. Oh, she's still. I can
You
feel
can
it.
see it. You
I
can
can
feel it.
feel it on my skin. It burns.
I feel the cold because I'm next to you, so that's how that works.
That's just the hair removal that I'm gonna put in your
I'm gonna wake up no hair.
Alrighty, we're back in the booth.
I think I like it better out there.
Right? It's the chairs are more comfy. We need to bring those chairs in here.
Well, and you can feel the lively atmosphere. It's certainly a big part of this.
What I like is that she can't make eye contact with me.
You like that. You
I
like
do
that.
because she had the searing glare. She needs to save it for Josiah. All right, here comes the break. Josiah gets first possession, reminding you that he's already won one set. You can see that in the top corner of the screen. He only needs 4 more games, and he takes this entire challenge match.
Well, that's discrediting your wife quite a bit, isn't it?
I mean, it's just pointing out the obvious that if he wins 4 more games, he takes it. However, if Josiah wins the set, it goes to the 3rd set, and whoever wins that one takes the whole thing.
Oh, yes, of course.
There
Oh,
she
there we
goes! Right wall.
All right.
Right wall
First
under.
point of the set. Let's see if she can keep this momentum
So you
alive.
see how she hits the right wall with that shot, and it goes to the closest side of the goal to the wall it hit? That's an under. It went under his mallet instead of over.
Typically, I blink, so I miss these things. So, I appreciate the commentary.
That's one of the tips in air hockey. They say, well, how do you play? You just say, don't blink. That's kind of, because they go so fast. Like that right there, that's a beautiful cross by Jessika. She's now up 2-1.
Yeah, she's doing a
Josiah
lot better
loses
after
possession.
Oh, yeah, she's doing a lot better after you blatantly called her out in front of everybody.
It's funny because in private she's like, hey, I needed that. That helped a lot.
Oh,
so
yeah, of course.
She's going to hate me for it, but she also might win a game, so we'll see how it goes.
I'm sure she actually said that to everyone at home.
She actually did.
Unless there's like a written contract here,
I'm
it
going
could have just been something you made
start
up.
recording
Just-
all
oh, yeah,
the
all
night
the
conversation
conversations.
and just pull it up.
Oh, yeah.
She's like, hey, don't tell anybody this, but it actually kicked me into gear.
Then we play it up here in the booth where she can't hear it.
So she's a music teacher. She's an orchestra teacher, and she works at 2 different schools, a high school and the middle school. She scores on herself there. You can see it on her face there. And so she just got off of work, and so she deals with middle school kids and high school kids. And so she's
She should be used to handling our good friend
exactly.
Josiah here.
She's used to beating children.
Oh, yeah, no, obviously. That's definitely what teachers are known for, I think. That's my memory of school, right?
Yes.
I'm sure everyone else at home also has those memories.
She was up 2-1, and Josiah's gotten 4 points in a row now.
We can't discredit her the fact that when she's on that match point, she goes much harder.
It's true. I just wish she. Oh, Josiah accidentally
right,
slips. You
careful.
can see him shaking his head. He's not happy about that. Jessika.
Ooh, that was
scores on
really
herself.
close.
Goes for the cut. And
Oh,
then hits
there
him with
we go. The
cross.
cannon goes
So
through.
do you notice how the cut was on one side and then the cross was on the other? There was a cut on that left side of the goal, and then she got him with the exact opposite side. Beautiful strategy.
Oh, yeah.
It's now 3-5. Jessika sets it up, goes for that cut again. Sets it up, goes for the cut again. She's gonna start pulling out of position. Goes for the
Oh,
cross,
he
but she
leans
barely
over.
missed it. It was wide open. She had the best strategy there.
Now he's got the position again. So let's see. Oh,
Goes
there
for
we
the
go.
left roll under. He nails it.
And now this is where she powers up.
Yep, it's 3-6 now.
Oh, right as I say it. Goodness gracious.
It's true. 4 game point.
Oh, okay. You can see the pressure's on.
And there it is.
Oh, that snuck by there.
4-7. That seems to be her average right now. And you can see this replay brought to you by Ruthless Real Estate. We call these our Ruthless replays.
Oh,
It's
yes,
epic.
of course.
Jessica getting set for the next game.
I gotta say, having talked to the competitors, you can really get much more of a feel on how they, think and play during these games.
What's funny is Jessica is like the nicest, sweetest person ever. However,
So is that why you bullied
when you
her?
catch her, yeah, when you catch her right after work, and right after she just lost a first set, nope, there's no playing around. Now she's in like death mode, and so now the only thing you could do is just throw chocolate and run. I'm just kidding. She's gonna yell at me for that one.
I can't wait for it. I hope I stick around for when that happens, because that sounds amazing. I love nothing more than marriage discourse,
Ironically, it's more me. I'm the one, anybody will tell you in my family, I'm the chocoholic. Like, there's always chocolate hidden somewhere in the house. I have a rule that if chocolate's in the house more than 2 days, it's fair game. So, like, Halloween candy, you've got 2 days, and then after that, it's fair game.
Do you do that with your kids? Do you do, like, the dad tax?
Candy tax, yes, 100%.
Oh, my
you gotta teach them
goodness.
about the real world.
Yeah, I'm sure that's the reason why you're doing it.
Yes.
Absolutely.
I'm
It's for the economy,
see
you
how
say,
hard you worked.
stuffing, like,
Yeah.
Reese's in your mouth.
See how hard you worked for all this, and now I have to steal it. Half of it is for quality control. Gotta make sure there's nothing scary in this, and the other half is just to,
I remember making
yeah, exactly.
rivals in here.
No needles in this one, good. But you can never be
want
too
it?
sure.
I can spit it out. No, you don't want one. I got this from me now.
We've got. I forgot to even look at the chat. My goodness. Okay, well,
Let me see. Goodness gracious.
there you go.
Hoarding all the
It's
chat
also,
members.
I was gonna say it's also right over here. If you look over there,
Ah,
we just gotta
I
move that
see.
window out of the way as well.
You can tell that I am very inexperienced in this because I am a fool. But regardless, the game started.
Josiah totally flubbed that start and accidentally gave away possession. Nope, but he gets
but
it right
he gets
back.
it right back. Yeah, look at that.
Goes for that left wall, it's missed. Sets it up. Goes for the cut and makes it.
As somebody pointed out in chat, I am wondering what Josiah is listening to with his earbuds in.
So one time he actually listened to the live stream as we were broadcasting.
Interesting.
Which they do not have a rule against. However, there's an 8-second delay from absolute live to when he hears it.
Oh,
and
that
so
sounds
there was
lovely.
one part where he was like losing, and I'm like, man, if I were him, I'd take a timeout right now. And then 8 seconds later, he called a timeout. And we're like, oh man, we are actually affecting the gameplay right now.
I'm so glad that our choices can directly influence them. That sounds lovely. Josiah, if you can hear me right now, you're doing amazing. Keep it up.
Yeah, clap like a seal, Josiah, if you can
Yeah,
hear
please.
this. Yeah, so
Let her score 3 times.
in 8 seconds, if he starts clapping, we'll know that he's cheating like crazy.
Yeah, that's why you don't have the earbuds in boxing
Right?
matches.
I think it would be so hard because in air hockey, 8 seconds is literally an eternity.
Oh, yeah, no, I can barely tell what time's going on when anybody's making a shot.
So a lot of times we have remote commentators that will remote from Texas, and sometimes there's a little bit of a delay, and they are reacting to a shot that happened, 3 seconds ago, which is way too long. If he makes a shot, you count 3 seconds, and then you start cheering. It's so awkward, and so we have to make sure there's like 0 latency in our live streams.
Goodness, 5-0. This is not looking good for our gal, Jessika.
Oh, she almost
that
scores
was
on herself.
really close.
She sets it up, goes for that cross.
She keeps control.
Nice.
Oh, there we go.
Look at
All
that.
right. She's
Oh,
getting back.
You hear what
No
she said?
7-0.
No 7-0. Didn't get.
You gotta keep that attitude up. No 7 anything. Keep the 7 for yourself, girl. Come on now. Why stop there? Keep on going.
She's so sharing. Sharing is caring. with those
Sharing is
sevens.
caring, but she's not very caring right now, so it's just share. Standing defiant. You gotta appreciate how stoic she is at the moment.
I like her defense though. It was very trained defense. You always want to stay up a lot higher. See, a lot of people when they first start playing air hockey,
Circles.
they
Oh, she
block
loses.
all the way back to the goal. But she's staying out there. She's doing really good. Beautiful.
Sounds
See
like
how
my
she
nephew.
deflected it.
Yeah, my nephew would always hold his puck at the very
On the very back, yeah.
And just right in front of the hole, like.
So they call that the Venezuelan defense, and
I called it puppy guarding, but yeah, you can go ahead and
well,
call it that.
no. If you use that, it's way easier against opponents that use that defense.
Really?
They leave themselves wide open. Yeah, because so those people aren't used to having someone go against them that can aim. But when you have your mallet directly in the middle of your goal, you leave both sides wide open, and so you have no idea which side the person's gonna hit. It's actually one of the worst positions you can be in. Oh no.
All right, here we go. Game point. Let's see how Jessika does. I can't speak today. I am too engrossed in this battle.
Josiah goes for a left waltz, missed. Sets it back up, goes for an off speed. It's also missed.
You gotta be careful.
Sets
here.
it up again, left wall under.
Oh goodness.
Great shot. he just said he's been trying months for a 7-0. I love the smack talk between these guys. Let's see if we can hear what they're saying. It's always fun to like.
Yeah, let's spy in on that. This is great.
You turn up the mics and they have no idea, and they get mad at you later for this.
They get mad at you, not me, because I'm not the one that controls.
If I tell them that you're doing it, then
yeah, because first time here, I know how to do all the microphone
totally know all these
stuff.
controls.
Yep, absolutely what's going on.
That's
That's
she
for
buys
sure.
it.
I gotta say, the attitude is not something I was expecting. I expected a little more. What's the word? I would say aggression, admittedly, but no, both opponents are taking it very good upon themselves.
No, and that's a thing that, to be honest, for me, it makes air hockey a lot harder. Is I love going against strangers, like at Worlds. If I don't know who they are, I have no problem crushing them.
Oh, of course.
Or at least trying. When you go up against a person you've been playing with for years, and you legit want them to win, it's so hard to play against them because like you want to win to get the rank, but you want them to win because you know how much work they put into it.
Oh yeah.
And so in this type of a game, it's really hard because these players actively enjoy each other's company. They're friends.
Oh
right?
no, yeah.
We've known Josiah for a long time, and so it's hard because you actively want them to win. Yet at yesterday's tournament, I was playing against David. He took an amazing. He had me within 1 point. He beat me in one game, and I wanted him to win so bad. But I also don't want to just give it to him. I want him to earn it, right?
Oh, no, I understand that completely. My brother typically drags me along in his pinball tournaments, either because he likes me as a brother or I'm easy prey. I can't tell which. But in any case, you can definitely feel that there, too, in any kind of sport. There's always that camaraderie that really kind of, not gets in the way, but really kind of changes how you look at the game.
Right. We often say that we came for the air hockey, but we stayed because of the community. The community is so much fun. The players that are in the sport have such a blast. The North Carolina players, they've got hundreds of players over there, and they're such a hoot to play with.
Bless you, behind the screen. Appreciate you.
The random sneeze. We've got, it's so funny in the chat. They said back when we were sitting on the couch, they said it was all part of my plan to ramp up Jessika. See, so at least the chat believes me.
Yeah, I'm sure that it's definitely someone you didn't just pay. Yeah, I'll give you a 20 just to defend me in front of my wife, thank you.
Right? Yeah. It could have also been my chats. You gotta always have those fake profiles. I'm just kidding.
Oh, yeah, no, of course. I saw you over there typing, so, you're not fooling anybody.
I wish I made a different profile that didn't have my direct name on there.
That's a 1-1, I think. Oh, as right as I say it. Goodness gracious. These games do go fast as heck, don't they? All right.
Josiah steals possession, off goal.
Careful.
Goes for another off goal.
Oh, he loses the possession, but she strikes right forward.
So there's sometimes, you're not going to believe this, Skylar, but there's times where the players
I don't believe it.
will purposefully miss the shot over and over again on the side of the goal to get the person to get out of the way. They just start doing the side shot, and then they go for the kill shot.
So it's a kind of mix-up, you see.
Yes.
I see.
Like that there, she was shooting on goal and she barely missed. But there's a few shots that players will do on purpose to get the player out of their defense. It's 4-1 right now.
If I'm Jessika, I'm calling that break because she looks a little steamed at the moment.
Well, it's hard because she's trained under some of the best. She had personal training from Vince Saceda, who at the time was #2 in the world.
Wow, that's a heck of a title to have.
It really is. I mean, he drove out actually from Texas, and came to our Idaho States, our first Idaho State.
Ooh, she has that reach.
And so she was trained by Doug Howard, who at the time was 5th best in the world, and so she's been trained by some of the best. So she has all the pieces down. The only piece that she doesn't have down is
there it goes.
Camera.
A flying saucer.
So in this case, because she hit it off the table in a forward movement, the puck goes to Josiah for possession.
I see.
So she's been trained by some of the best, but she just doesn't have the repetitive motion, muscle memory that Josiah has, because Josiah's been playing as early, like I said, as yesterday in a tournament.
Well, I think it's also a bit of like him being a younger person, so it's more malleable for him to be able to get into that rhythm. Maybe that's just me talking, nonsense, but if I say it confidently enough, I could be true.
I mean, like, the thing is that, like, some of the best players, they won't play all year, and they come back a year later and they can still beat everybody. Like George Anderson, he comes out here once a year and just demolishes us. And Jessika, so, like, every time she plays, she does better. It's just that she doesn't play as frequently.
No, yeah, that makes sense.
Just
I mean, if you have your own air hockey table, then surely that's going to give you a little bit of an edge.
Yep. And he practices on it.
Match point already, goodness gracious.
Oh no! Again!
That's gotta be terrible.
Oh!
Oh no, that.
And it's that same spot where she goes for that cross. It is just a few inches off, and she doesn't catch her own shot. Oh, you can see it on her face. She is not happy about that.
Yeah, you should definitely. I don't know what you should do. You're kind of already in the doghouse, my friend.
Yeah, tonight it's one of those days where I'm just gonna be real quiet. And
you're just gonna make her breakfast in the morning?
I'm just gonna hide. just
go out into the garage and just hide in a box.
I felt bad. So she came to the weekly 2 weeks ago, and I got versed up against her, and I was like, "This is the only chance I get to legally beat my wife." I was like, "Oh no!"
Definitely announce that to the crowd. Yeah, you hear that, ladies and gentlemen at home? He beats his wife
legally.
Legally beats his wife. Yeah. Let's make sure that's even more on
And I
screen.
sure did. She did. She's susceptible to those right wall unders, and if you hit them fast enough, she doesn't react quick enough.
Oh goodness! She is starting to lose her steam.
Okay, so here's the thing that we need to mention, because these games have been going so fast. This is a. She says, "Get wrecked." This is.
Gets 1 point. Yep.
This is a match game. What I mean by that is if Josiah wins this game, this entire match is over, and he's already up 4-1 right now.
God, this is crazy.
And he sets it up again.
I can see the thumbnail now.
I've already seen this. Now,
there it goes.
Now, okay, so even though he hit it off the table, like it hit his mallet, it was a defensive move. He still gets possession because she hit it off offensively. Her mallet was moving forward last when it hit the puck.
I would have aimed for his face, personally, but you know what she can do her.
If you can't beat him, you might as well injure him.
If you can't beat him, beat him.
If you can dodge a puck, you can...
Play hockey, I don't know.
Oh, that was such a good shot, but she aimed dead center and it was blocked.
Oh!
It comes out. He's gonna have to sand it. Do you see how it stopped on the table?
Yeah.
So she damaged the puck with how hard that hit, and so there's a piece of sandpaper on the edge that you can sand it. So now it's floating again because she took a chip out of it.
Dang, that is some powerful horse. No wonder she's called the Cannon. I can definitely say that here.
Dude, we get a lot of people in the comments.
Match
it's
point.
match
No,
point.
it's not match point. It's set point.
It's set point and match point because if he wins a set, he wins the entire match. So this is match point right now.
Whoa, let's.
He loses
Jessika
possession.
Oh,
right wall under. She's back in the game.
She is fighting it. She is fighting tooth and nail here, ladies and gentlemen.
I like the discipline on her defense.
Oh, and that's the game.
Oh, got her on the unawares. You can hear her
Dang.
saying good game. They're going to meet up on the gap. That was a very quick game. So this is the first set of games in the Idaho State bracket. And so the very first set of games, this is number 5 versus number 12. So he was the expected winner in this game, and his next game is going to be a much more difficult game. I believe we even have the bracket to show you. I believe it's going to be updated in a second to show Josiah's victory here. But I believe that we have the bracket to show you possibly. Spec, give me a nod. Do we have the bracket, or am I there? Oh, look at how beautiful this is. Spec is the best. So you can see it's going to be updated in a second to show Josiah. He's going to be going up against Matt Bentley on October 8th. And you can see Zachary won his game. And so the next game is going to be Scott. So you can see here Jessika 0-2 Josiah.
Yeah.
And so he
was
won
a
that
heck
game.
of a game, too. That's for sure.
It was quick.
It was a quick game, but you saw that both people were fighting tooth and nail there, which is something you got to appreciate.
Next week is going to be Scott versus Kai. I'm really looking forward to that game. Kai used to be one of our best players, and she stepped out for a year. She went to school, and now she's back. Scott is well up in practice. He went to Worlds also, and so it's going to be an interesting game because it's sort of like an old veteran. She's not old, but in her playstyle, she's an old veteran versus a new up-and-comer. And it's going to be a really interesting game to watch. We're going to join these two on the couch right now. We can see that last he 7-1 her 3 games in a row.
That has got to be a bad feeling.
Oh, and so I mean, and this is a playoffs. Jessica's now out of the tournament.
That is certainly not a way you would want to go, is it?
No.
It's time to go console your wife and make sure she doesn't.
See, now I should change it. I mean, the you know who I voted for. I proved my point. I won. Now I can change it back because your wife is always right, as they say.
Yeah,
Is that?
Yeah, I'm sure you're getting that point across.
Dog breed.
Okay, I'm gonna unmute them now.
So sad.
Oh no, I forgot. I should have unmuted them earlier.
The
Okay,
world will never know
let's
apparently.
jump out there and go talk to our players. Anybody watching, throw some chats in there
We're
for the
famous.
players. We'll read them out loud if we get the
'Cause we have
chance,
6
and you
people.
can ask whatever questions you want. All right, we'll see you out
Get
there.
him in hot water, please.
Get Ethan in hot water. What type of dog I am?
We're famous.
The couch dog.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right.
Just let it happen. You know, it's great. It's great.
Oh, Aunt just texted me. She says she saw the win.
Hey. Mm-hmm.
Oh, I forgot to turn it off.
I have taken the seat next to Jessica here, so he doesn't have to sit next to
Oh,
his
so
wife.
he's got a buffer?
Yeah, I'm a legal team now. Don't you worry, Jessica.
Legal team.
My client is pleading the fifth.
Tell Jessica that,
Oh, I know he's been trash
that
talking
I'm sorry
me back there.
and that I was right. I'm kidding. And tell her that. No.
We're
Okay.
gonna have to cut the feed here.
I know. This is going to turn from a non-contact sport to a contact
Yeah, the camera's
sport
gonna
very
cut.
quick.
You're just gonna be on the ground.
No.
Yeah, he couldn't commentate anymore.
I will
Gentlemen.
say that, like,
yeah.
I really fully expected a closer match. These guys both played. So they played at the weekly 2 weeks ago, and it got to 6-6, and I want to say it was 6-6 and 6-5 or 6-4 in their games. Jessica had a much closer game. I expected this game to be much closer. I expected Josiah to have that little bit of an edge. He's got a little bit more of a strategy. He's had a little bit more practice with specific shots, but I expected it to be a lot closer. And so I guess the big question is, you know, Jessica, I could tell that you were like dead set focused on the game, but you also seem to be in your head a little bit. Like at the start of each game, you let a lot of points go through, and then when he'd be around 5 or 6 points, you would start coming back. It was like you would get more focus at the end of each game. What do you think was a contributing factor to the last 3 games?
I don't know. He 7-1 me like a lot, so like.
Well, we all noticed that when you got down to that point, that final point, you started actually getting not better, but you started focusing a little more. Is what I noticed, at least.
I'm gonna take that in the least insulting.
No, yeah. Keep in mind. No, he's the one.
Joking.
Not him, not me. I'm the third party
I
here.
feel like
Dude, it takes so much to make me angry.
the curse has been lifted
It
off
really
of me
does.
now.
I feel like you saying that has changed that a little.
I slipped this guy a 5 to take all your aggro. Okay.
Yeah, I get the rest of the soda we have here. That was the arrangement, I think.
So, I think my favorite moment of the game is it was like, what was it, 5-0 or something, and you got a point, and you're like, you didn't 7-0 me. And just
I've been
said-
trying for multiple months to 7-0, like at the arcade, everywhere, like just a 7-0 one person. I can't even do it against like new players. Like I just
Oh,
want to
man.
get 1-7-0, and like I get so close
Dude,
to 1 point.
7-0 is super hard. So I don't know if you know, but
So he technically failed.
Yes.
Let's
He
call that
did.
here.
Yes.
He lost in that regard. So you can take that victory.
I will.
so Will Upchurch hadn't played air hockey. I'm gonna get this wrong. It was like 10 years or something. He was a world champion and hadn't played in like 10 years. And Chris Gibson, who I love dearly, he's even commentated with us before, but he wanted to aggravate Will into coming back. So he said, I bet the players of old would get destroyed by the newer players of today. He's like, I even bet I could 7-0 Will. I could blow him out in a game, maybe even a set. And Will Upchurch, out of nowhere, like 10 years, no one heard of the guy, comes out with a video to challenge Chris to a game. He's like, he thinks he can 7-0 me? Like,
I like the idea of like going and like the Frankenstein just metal clamps.
Yeah.
It's a lie.
And so he was like, if he 7-0s me in even one game, I'll pay his way to Worlds. And so Will Upchurch came like out of the ground and then destroyed. Not only did he beat Chris, but Chris didn't 7-0 him at all. Like, and Chris is a very good player. At one point, he was third best in the world and couldn't even win against Will Upchurch because of that. So Josiah getting a 7-0 on someone is very difficult, especially when they're at 6-0, because now in their mind it's not like I want to win. In their mind is I am going to get 1 point at any cost. Like
I will strangle the opponent.
Yeah. So,
mark my word.
So Josiah, I mean, if you look at this bracket, did you see who you're up against next by any chance?
Definitely.
You're up against, and now you just recently had a challenge match against him and won. It's a lot different when you're playing on the live stream. How do you think that game's gonna go?
I'm not sure. The tables are different. We played at Jeremy's last time, and it was like the puck kept flying off the table. Yeah.
So who do you think's gonna win that one? Who would you vote for if you were voting for?
Well, obviously myself.
You're gonna vote for yourself.
That's
Okay.
not what we heard last time we met up on the couches. You were like, she could win this, you know?
Well, I mean, no, like I would vote for myself, but I think Matt has a high chance of winning.
Okay.
That's a fair enough assumption to make.
Yeah. I mean, like, I think that with the amount of practice that you've gotten recently, Matt has been he's been really busy with school, and so he hasn't been able to be here in a little bit. And I know he's in chat right now, chatting in. So thank you, Matt.
Speaking of, I want to look at the chat if you don't mind.
Go for it, man. And so I think that you have a good chance to beat Matt only because you have been so up in your practice, right? You are very fresh in your practice. That was apparent. A lot of your shots were on point. Jessica, you had some beautiful crosses that were just like a centimeter off, and it hit the off goal and bounced into your own goal. And it's like he was wide open. You did the cut. He was out of position, and he was wide open for the cross, and you ended up scoring it yourself instead, which killed because I'm like, you had it. You had the strategy. He fell for it. He fell for the deceptive shot, and then you scored on yourself. But it's like if you had just aimed a centimeter over, and Josiah's got that right now where he's actually getting those pinpoint accurate shots.
Yeah, no, I feel ya. It's like I'm either on or off.
You got to nail that in, don't you?
Yeah. Okay, so chats. I haven't looked up at the chat. So what do we got in chats? Anybody that
we got Joshua here who really did compliment Jessica here. I'm going to assume Joshua's a figure you guys know.
No.
All right.
That's a fun.
You know what? Good on you, Joshua.
Yeah, good.
Yeah,
Joshua,
thank you,
whoever
Josh.
you are.
Joshua, whoever you are, good on you.
Add a guy.
Add a guy or gal. That could be a girl's name. You never know.
You never know. Last week it was so embarrassing. Amoog was playing.
Evely.
Heavily.
Oh, it's Evely?
Who's
Oh,
Emily?
okay.
Wait, Ayla's friend?
Possibly, who knows? Last week I felt so bad. We had this person and their name in the chat was like Sexy Beast something or another, right? And they were rooting for Amoog, and I'm like, oh, is this like your girlfriend? He's like, no, that's my cousin. And the whole chat went into a whole different direction. It was so
This is why I don't assume a single thing.
it was so funny.
Apparently we have Ayla's friend here. Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, thank you for joining. Okay, so your next game is going to be against Matt. Jessica, you're out of the bracket. I just want to ask, like, what do you have? What advice would you give to Josiah going up against Matt Bentley? Because you've also gone against Matt a ton.
Oh, we do have Matt Bentley in the chat who did voted for Jess.
He did.
He's just
Okay.
gonna adjust his strategy once Jessica says it.
Don't get sucked into his mind games. He's super fun to play against because, like, I don't know, me and Matt get along. We're good friends. But yeah, no, he definitely likes to play the mind game of, like, you know, kind of getting you to loosen up, you know? Yeah. And so just don't get sucked into that. Other than that, you know, he's a power player. And I think that you play a pretty decent game and that you bop back and forth between, like, hitting some really nice hard shots and then just, like, soft serving me. It's so soft.
Dude, Josiah, you hit a few
so good.
off speeds that I've not seen you do before. So, like, I've been watching your progress since you started, right? We've been training you up. You've been taught by some pros over in Texas, and we haven't taught you off speeds yet. And so watching those come out today, whether or not they were on purpose or not, they looked very purposeful. So if you did those on accident, I don't
Except
know.
for, like, one shot, and I
When you let go of
didn't
it?
make the shot. No, I went to swing it, and, like, I barely hit the puck, and it just like slowly glided over the line. I'm like,
You gotta take
Yeah,
credit
that
for
was.
these.
I was like,
I felt so bad for
as
you
a
right
wise
there.
man, got it and shot it and went to my goal. I'm like, oh.
Okay,
As a
don't,
wise man once said, entirely intentional.
don't tell Sam I said this because he'll rub it in forever, but my best off speed I ever did was not intentional, and Spec made like a short out of it for YouTube, and it's like on the YouTube reel, and I'm like, I do this drift and I hit this cut and it's off speed and he misses it, and it's like this beautiful off speed, not intentional. Even as I did, I was like, oops, like I meant to hit that so much harder, and it went in, I was like, oh wow, that's a beautiful shot. I wish I meant to do that. And of course it's like in this reel, and like, well, look at this amazing off speed, and I'm like, yeah.
Of course. Why
wish,
could I not?
I mean, everyone else watching is like, I wish I could do that. And I'm like, me too. I wish I could do that intentionally, believe me. Yeah, so, man, you're what up against Matt Bentley. Jessica, you're going to be on the spin-off bracket. And so you were rated at 12th. Josiah was rated at 5th place. So this game sort of ended as the seed went.
David passed me.
No, he didn't pass you for the seed, though. Once the
Yeah.
seed was frozen, you are frozen at 5th for this tournament.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now against Matt, if you win, you move on. And if you lose against Matt, you're kicked out of the bracket. And the winner of that bracket goes up against the winner of me and Amoog's game. So that should be a ton of fun. I'm looking
Wait, the
forward to that game.
commentator gets to play? That seems unfair, right?
Oh yeah.
That seems a little biased here.
And I do the commentary
Well,
while
I
playing.
mean,
I'm kidding.
He also.
yeah, that's not going to
owns
take away
the-
from your
the
performance.
league, so it's definitely biased.
Okay, yeah, so there's it's like a final boss of like a Street Fighter game, like when you go
Basically.
against M. Bison, like, I am the king of the table.
You know what's
Yes,
you know
You're a
what's
fool
funny?
to challenge me.
when we were coming up with a logo for the AAHL, I had a different player in mind, and Spec ended up using my picture, which I hate
You can
so
see his
much.
doopy-doo.
You see that? You see my little quill
Where is
whip de
it?
doo there? Yeah.
Yeah.
And so a lot of people don't realize, but
Wow.
that's actually me, and I hate it with all my heart. I hate it. I want someone to put like googly eyes on there, just like one big googly eye on the side.
It looks
yeah.
It looks a little bit like Donald Trump.
Now, mind you, I'm the best at air hockey. Everyone knows it.
No one air hockey like I do.
Okay, so guys, amazing game. Josiah, I have to talk about your amazing mother for a second. I know that's weird, but as our sponsor, I got to talk about Ruth Kmiecik and Ruth Real Estate. She is the best.
Biased.
Yeah, I am very biased. Not only did she help me buy my home, but she helped my family buy their homes, multiple family members, multiple friends buy their homes. After the fire that destroyed our town, she came swinging into place and got us a house so dang fast. It was incredible. You should give her a call if you're in the Treasure Valley or anywhere in Idaho, I believe. Give her a call, 208-965-3570. She's also at ruthkmiecik@gmail.com. She is fantastic. I love that she has relocation expert on here because that is the truth of the matter. There were so many of us that needed to be relocated instantly, and so she went from doing her normal workload to suddenly having a ton of her friends, a ton of her family suddenly pour in from out of state and say, hey, we need a place to stay. We need a house right now. What do you got for us? And in the first day so we got here late at night. The next morning, we saw, I want to say it was 8 different houses. The next day, another 8 houses. So we saw 16 houses in a 2-day span. It was incredible. She's absolutely amazing. You should definitely give her a call. Please tell her that the American Air Hockey League sent you. Any last amazing comments to read off? I don't want to leave anybody out. There's a ton of comments in here, so good luck trying to pick a good one.
We got evilly rooting for both of our competitors here in the matches they're going to come up against.
Okay. So who are they going to root for? So if I beat Amoog and you beat Matt, I bet you anything, Josiah, that you're going to have like 90% of the vote. It's not fair.
I mean, I have to vote
He's
for
got
him.
he's got the Rocky thing going on. He's like the young upcoming individual. It's something to be expected at this point, isn't it?
I'm gonna like play halfway, and then right before a shot, I'm gonna kick up my foot, and it's gonna have the like toes sticking out of it, and he's gonna get so and I'm gonna draw the little faces on each one.
No. You gotta
do like the little piggies thing.
You gotta wear the toe socks and then just cut all the toes off.
This little piggy
Right?
went to the right wall under, and this little
At that point, you got to play Big Red Wolf.
Yes.
Oh man. Okay. Any other comments in there? And I don't.
We got
wanna
people
leave it-
chin for Josiah. Matt Bentley, Josiah, the Belgian bull is gonna run wild on you come October.
So that's
how do you feel about that?
I did not know it was in October.
Well, now you do.
Now you know.
It's
That's
gonna
something
be
you know now.
normally we play on Mondays, but Matt has scheduled and allowed for it, and so whoever
Wait,
won,
is it gonna get live streamed?
it's going to be a Tuesday live stream. It's going to
Oh,
be very unique. It's going to be our first time live streaming. Not on a Monday in like over a year, and so it's going to be really fun. Who knows? Maybe we'll get a huge uptick in viewers, or we'll have zero because they'll all be waiting the day before and just waiting, and they'll have to wait. They're like, wow, they're really late. They're 24 hours late on
We'll
this
just
live
like
stream.
post like,
I don't wanna
a video
watch
on Monday
anymore.
saying, "Hey, I'm posting tomorrow, streaming tomorrow."
Yeah.
No, we'll just have like a stream of just someone just eating chips. Just. Sorry, guys, nothing great.
We'll have our son just like staring at a screen eating chips.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
That's absolutely the
Is
fun.
it sad that would probably garnish more viewers?
No, not at all.
Because there's creeps out there.
It's called mukbang, if I'm not mistaken.
What is it called when it's like just like the really good audio of people eating? What is that
Oh,
called?
ASMR.
Yeah, it'd be that.
Oh, according to
Yeah.
Matt Bentley, Nathan's game is the day before.
My game is the day before. Oh, are we doing a Monday directly to a Tuesday?
We're
oh,
doing
man.
Monday to a Tuesday.
Is it sad that I haven't looked at the next bracket? Like I've looked at the first round games, but I haven't looked at the second round games yet. I guess I
Absolutely.
should here. Okay, let's look at the screen here. So, yep. So it is. Look at that.
Yeah, October 6th, 7th,
It
and 8th.
is. Okay, so we're doing back-to-back games. Oh man. Okay, that's gonna be such a fun. Moog is killer.
I can't believe it.
And then next week, once again, Scott versus Kai.
That's gonna be a good
That's
game.
gonna be a really good
See,
game.
and that's the thing. I was saying that, but people expect the commentator to say it's going to be a good game. It's legit going to be a very close game, and it's
Not
a very.
like this one.
That's
it's-
what he said. Like, what's gonna happen?
Okay,
here.
your guys' game was close.
They're all
2
close
weeks
games
ago.
until they're not. So we'll find out what happens.
And so Scott versus Kai, because it's Kai. When she's on, and when she has a good game, she demolishes people. She'll literally squat down and play on her knees because she's beating people so bad. She'll just, she like rubs it in, and at the same time,
Chin on the edge
Yeah.
of the table, just.
At the same time, Scott has been practicing weekly. He went to Worlds. Kai has been out of practice for a year, but Kai also plays a very weird style. And so the question is Scott going to be able to... and here's the other thing. Kai has a year's worth of video playback of Scott to watch. And Scott has nothing on Kai as far as I know. Right? And because she hasn't
Also-
played for a year.
What like she's doing right now is she's doing like a report for school on air hockey. So
She's
she's
gonna be
like
in that
literally
attitude.
She's delving through old videos as well. So
Like pen and
Just
paper, just
saying.
this is how we defeat them.
oh yeah, 100%.
Okay, Nathan.
Yeah.
I just thought of this out of. I don't know how I thought of this. I was playing.
Toe
I'm like,
socks?
if you no, if you
What is with you and
sponsor-
toes, man?
Sorry.
if you sponsor like a shot, it's like you know when he's shooting and like goes inside the goal and bounces out.
Yeah.
Yeah. You could call like, oh, it went in and out. Sponsored by In and Out.
Oh.
That would be the greatest thing. We flash like a burger on the screen every time it happens.
Yeah.
It's an In and Out.
He got burgered.
a burger watermark.
That shot was animal style.
Extra crispy. That is lovely.
It's sad to know. I mean, like, I don't want to ever get bought out, but I will say that, like, I don't.
In-N-Out would do it.
I'm afraid. In-N-Out would do it. I'm afraid to see what this channel's going to look like a year from now. We're like, that shot reminds me. I'm super hungry for fries. Like,
And it's gonna cut to you just
yeah.
stuffing fries in your face.
Sorry, I didn't see that shot because of my Geico insurance.
I need my LASIK eye surgery today. Thankfully, they've got me covered.
Yeah.
No,
oh,
man, everything is gonna be house related.
So far, we really do. I realize we have a theme. We've got Legacy Garage Doors. We've also got our sponsor, which brings me to remind me of our amazing sponsors right now, heating and air conditioning. Thanks, guys, for that amazing setup. These guys,
so good.
Yeah.
these guys are the reason why it is like 66 degrees in here when it's hot outside, and all summer long, the people in here were shivering. And by the way, Skylar, if you're like, why do these people keep it frigid? It's because the players get super hot while they're playing. So everyone else is freezing here except the players, because otherwise they're gonna sweat all over the table. It's really gross. Nobody wants to see that. So we keep it really cold for the players, and everybody else just suffers.
Yeah, thankfully I'm cold-blooded, so I'm already used to that.
And so we love to throw a shout out to our sponsors right now, Heating and Air Conditioning, who changed 2 of the units here in a very short amount of time. And what's crazy is they were in the attic when it was 100 and I want to say it was 170 in the space that they were working, and they were doing that so that way we could be 66 degrees. and I feel really spoiled about that. And it was incredible. Their amount of integrity was just through the roof. I would definitely suggest them to any family member, any friend. They're just the absolute best. Give them a call, 208-585-5868, or visit rightnowheatcool.com. They're incredible. They
mention us when you call. Like, let them know that you came from here, the American Air Hockey League.
honestly, that would help us a ton.
Get us more traction, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Any last things in the comment section? Let's take a look. Just subscribe on my dad's account. Love it. Thank you for subscribing. We got people saying to be sure to watch the next game that's coming up. It's going to be next Monday at 6 o'clock Mountain Time. That's 5 o'clock Pacific Time, or 7 o'clock Central, 8 o'clock Eastern, who knows, Hawaiian time. And that's basically it from the American Air Hockey League. We'd like to wish everybody an amazing night, and thank you once again for liking and subscribing. I gotta wait now, and so we could all wave. Is that what we all do? Do we have a wave that we sign off with?
I don't know, it's like
Why are you asking me? I'm the new one here.
Skylar, what do we always do?
I'm very glad. I'm very glad that I'm the one who's responsible for this.
blue outfit thing. I don't know.
Do we get to beat up the contestants? Is that our sign off?
This is
it's just gonna end with a flash from
The
me. I'm about
thing
to
is,
punch one of them.
Skylar, I have to be honest, I'm trying to milk this because this is like the time I still have left to live, right? As soon as I say goodbye.
Oh yeah, the screen turns off and you just evaporate.
So I'm just like, goodbye, everyone. I love you, Mom. Please.
His birthday was yesterday. I can't kill him
That's
yet.
actually true. It is.
Yeah.
All right, from
I gotta
all of
wait.
us at the American Air Hockey League, we'd like to wish you all an amazing night. Goodbye, everybody, and thank you for watching.